Alright, what is good, YouTube? New patch notes are out. There's a little hot fix, okay? And they're being they don't ever update the Battle.net launcher, I don't think, with patch notes. Not every time anyway. So what I'm going to do is cover the November 15 hot fixes. Hopefully you can see my mouse. I think you can. On MMO Champion. MMO Champion are really solid at getting the information up on the website really quick. So for anyone that already knows about all the changes and you've seen them, actually a couple of people were talking about it on my latest video. It's called Who to Kill. Man, within like the first hour, people are talking about these changes because some of them, they're pretty nasty, and one of them may very well be to my lovely Feral Druid, which we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, so this MMO Champion, like I said, if you've seen it, this video is not for you. But for anyone else that doesn't know what went down in that little hotfix, we're going to cover it. So you got to scroll all the way past this stuff. This is all 7.1.5, like the half patch, I guess I call it. All the info from the PTR there, they keep updating on here. Artifact power changes, all that stuff. Down here, you see, why does it keep doing that? Go away. World boss, must be a new world boss, I'm not really sure. But here, literally, Blizzard, in, I guess, trying to explain why they're doing things, they made a list of dot points here about things now. If you want, you can read through some of these yourself. Really what they're saying is just little things, like even Emerald Nightmare was not intended to be that hard. It's on the easier side. Just little things to try and clear up some, I guess, concerns people have. Literally everything about mages will get some new talents, some going baseline, all this stuff to do with the newest patch coming. But here is the part we're looking at. So, hot fixes, November 14. Apparently, I thought it came out yesterday, November 15, but whatever. Death Knight, Blood, Hungry Maw increased by 10% or whatever. So there's a few changes here. Resto Druid, little change with their legendary items. This is just generic kind of stuff here. Damage greater Blessing of Might will no longer be increased twice by some debuffs on the target. Now that's a ret buff that they have. They have it on all the time. Now I'm interested to see if that has been almost bugging out in PvP because of some debuffs. We're not really sure there. I don't know. I'm guessing not, but maybe they might hit a little bit less. We'll just run through these really quick because down further is, where are we? Player versus player changes. That's what we're gonna look at. That's where it really gets nasty. Priest increases players' damage by and healing by 4%, and then increases something after. I'm not sure if it's a buff or a nerf. It hasn't listed anything next to it unless it's a completely new change. Void Form's Insanity Drain now begins at 8, and that's only down from 1, but it increases 10% faster rate. So little tweaks there. I'm not even sure what that's going to do much. It's like a mini nerf, a mini buff, a mini nerf. But I don't know. Says that actually on note, they want to reduce the maximum amount of time surrender to madness can be maintained. Dungeons, few changes. Items, all legendary items have had their item level increased by 15. Kind of a big change there, really. So what are they? 895? Does that mean they're over 900 now? I'm not even sure. I don't have a legendary. That's why I don't know, unfortunately. Player versus player changes. Okay. Are you all ready for this? So, strength on the Frost Death Knight decreased by 10% again. They have to... Whoa! What the hell was happening? Professional video. Okay, so they had a strength nerf by 10%. It would only be like a week ago, 2 maximum. Now another 10% strength nerf. So there's that. Although it's strength nerf, so notice it's not damage. It's just their main stat. So it won't be a full 10% damage decrease. It'll be something lower than that. For their notes for this change. Frost Death Knight's damage continues to be higher than we'd like following the changes in 7.1. And Blood Boil now also deals full damage in PvP. It did have a nerf on it. I'm not sure if they need to touch that stuff. I'm going to leave my opinion completely out of this Actually, I'll try to. And just, I want you to tell me what you think in the comments below, because a lot of people will disagree and agree on things. Especially if it's their class and it's getting nerfed. They're going to say strongly that shouldn't happen, when others will be like, you know what I mean? So, try to leave my opinion out and we'll just go through them and we can chat in the comments. I'll reply to you guys and we can have a good talk. So, reason I'm a bit worried about Blood DKs getting a buff is, aren't prop pallies enough to worry about already? Like, you see a tank on the other team. Like, imagine if they buff Blood DKs to the point where they're viable in arena as well. Like, I don't know about that. Okay, Druid. Rake now deals 20% less damage to players. Actual 20%. That's less damage. That's not like 20% less agility on this ability. No, it's just literally 20% less damage. So if it was ticking, if it did 200k damage total, now it's only gonna hit 160k for every time. So that is gonna add up to be a pretty big nerf there. I'm happy that they didn't touch Rip, our main damage doer that you really want to put some Blood Talons into. But, you know, if you're playing Feral, you know you want to put Blood Talons into a full Rip and normally a Rake as well in those two main abilities. Well, Rake does 20% less damage now as it is. So, okay, my phone ran out of battery. Even with the Blood Talons buff, that's going to be nerfed by 20% damage as well. You keep that in mind. And that is actually one of the main damage dealers right now. Mage, Fire, Intellect increased by 10%. They just simply fallen behind in terms of damage output. I kind of agree with that. I haven't seen too many of them around. It's always been Frost lately. Holy Paladin, what I'm leveling right now. So this, you know, not sure how I feel about this, but mana regen has been reduced. Avenging Crusader now costs 110,000 mana, and they reckon they're 2 mana efficient. So, since they reckon it was essentially mana free healing when they popped Avenging Crusader. I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if that's not going to matter too much, I guess, until late game. If games were to go heavy dampening, I feel like Paladins are going to be, you know, on the same level as other classes that mana burn, such as like, I think, does Shaman mana burn a lot, Resto spec, I feel like? So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. We'll have to see late game, heavy dampening, how it goes. Rogue, Feint reduces damage taken from player cast area effect spells by 30%. That was 50. And they increased their stamina a little bit. So they must have realized they nerfed their stamina a little bit too much. But a nerf, though, on their Feint. And this is because in their notes it says, Feint's AoE damage reduction is intended to protect rogues during dungeon and raid encounters, but many class abilities that feel like single target spells in PvP are treated as AoE effects. Okay, so it makes rogues unintentionally resistant to those abilities. And Shaman, Stormkeeper now increases the damage of Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, and Lava Beam by 100%. It was 200, and Intellect increased by 5%. So nerf, little buff, just because their cooldowns and procs could do stupid damage in a very short time. So they're trying to, you know, balance that out a little bit. Affliction Warlocks. This was interesting to me because I feel like Affliction is pretty strong. Unstable Affliction dispel damage has been doubled. So if you want to verse a lock and try and take off their dots from people, it's going to double damage you when you do it. The Chaos Bolt now does additional 35% damage against players. It was 20. So Distraction, fair enough. They got a pretty heavy nerf. Got that. Got a little buff out of this time, and now Unstable also a little bit of a buff, but nothing to do with damage or anything. So I guess it's not really that much. It's just gonna make it so people that dispel, such as like healers and things, don't just have to take it off and just not even care about it. They might have to consider doing it now, because I'm not sure what the damage actually was, but like I said, it's doubled. And that is gonna wrap it up. Make sure you do your weekly event. Arena skirmishes are up. If you win 10, you get these rewards. You get that from the guy in Dalaran near the Violet Hole dungeon, I think it's called. That's going to wrap this video up, guys. Just wanted to try and bring you the updates, because I know a lot of people miss them. You know, it's hard to keep up with all these little patches, especially since Blizzard seem to be patching and hotfixing this game weekly, which is good, I guess, because they're really trying to focus on balance. But at the same time, it's such a roller coaster of emotions. Like, man, like Frost DK super strong, gets nerfed again next week, and then you know what I mean. So yeah, tell me what you think in the comments below. Thanks heaps for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.